Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Story Time. Thank you for joining me. How are you doing today? Good to see you all here, and thank you for joining in. I hope that you and your loved ones are well, and of course ready for today's story. And together today we get to enjoy another lovely story. And this is the second time this week that Sarah Jacoby keeps us up for a treat, and it is a beautiful one indeed. And today we are reading Can I Sit With You? And this one is written and illustrated by Sarah Jacoby. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you're ready for this one. I hope you enjoy it indeed. It is a beautiful one coming to you from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Good morning and welcome to Story Time. Can I Sit With You? Coming right up very, very shortly. Please, as always, let us know you're here. Let us know you're joining us, and let us know where you're joining us from as well. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Welcome, and I hope that you have a lovely day, and I hope that you've been having a lovely week so far. Yes, Thursday, one more day if you're like us in Oakland, going on your spring break. And of course, I hope that you're enjoying it if you are already on your spring break, and I hope that you have a lovely time. And remember too that story time next week will only come once. We'll only have a story on Tuesday as we celebrate Angela Darton and of course Daria Peoples as they release their new book, Show the World. So this is the only story that we're going to be looking at next week on Tuesday, but the rest of the time, story time will be on spring break. Thank you so much for joining in, and welcome to Story Time. Please let us know where you are and who is joining in with you. And remember, you can find Story Time right here on YouTube and Facebook, but you can also find us on our Instagram as well as our website at storytimewithmrlamada.com. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Glad you're here with us. I'm excited for this story, and indeed it is always exciting to spend time with you here and enjoy good books. Thank you for being here. And if you're in Oakland, Roots game is on. It's a home game this Saturday. So let's meet up there at the Auckland Roots game and enjoy a good game of soccer. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Good morning to you one more time. Let us see who is with us this morning. How are you doing today? Terry, good to see you back. And of course, Abraham, I'm glad you're back. Good to see you here for live. I hope you've been well. Thank you so much for joining in. And you say, we are ready for the story today. Well, thank you. We're ready too. You were way here ahead of me today. I'm glad you're here for story time. Thank you so much for joining in. Happy Thursday, you say to everybody. Well, happy Thursday indeed to you and everyone that is joining in story time, whether right now or indeed joining us for the recording later on. Thank you so much for joining in. Glad you're here with us. We're going to get started with our story, but also please remember, don't forget, there is the big race coming up, big charity ride coming up, and I'm excited for it. It's close to the target. This ride is happening on the 23rd of April, and we're right now $250 away from our $5,000 goal. So please share with friends, share widely, and let people know we're so close. $250 left. We can do this. And of course, this wonderful community has shown what is possible. Thank you for donating to public education here in Oakland and, of course, in Alameda, the city next door. So thank you so much. $250 left, and I think it can be done. 23rd of April, here we come. Thank you so much. Sacramento, here we come. Thank you to everybody that has supported in whatever ways that are possible for you, whether it's donating, whether it is indeed sharing with a friend, or indeed resharing that post, whatever it is that you've done, just encouraging words on thank you, appreciate you. This is not possible without you. Thank you so much for joining in. Now we're going to get ready for our story, and this one today is called Can I Sit With You? And this one is from Sarah Jacoby, written and illustrated by Sarah Jacoby, read with permission and published by Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Get ready, get comfortable, and we're about to get started with our story. Join me on the other side of this message, and we'll be back very shortly. See you in a little bit.
Hi, friends. My name is Christy, and I am the author of A Heart in the Sand, also known as Un Corazón en la Arena. Now, this bilingual book is about tesoros, or treasures, and something that I treasure is my friendship with Mr. Lamada. So I have a challenge for you. Share this story time with someone who you treasure, and we can all spread the literary love.
Join us in this reading, love. Absolutely love it. Thank you, Christy. And of course, remember to share. That ride is coming up very shortly. So let's indeed share and spread the word. And right on the go. Let's go. Good morning to you, Sarah and Nathan in cold and gray and wet Illinois. Well, I hope this book today just warms your heart and pushes all that gray away. Thank you so much for joining in. We're snuggled up next to a warm and bright fire for today's story. Oh my goodness, I love the sound of that. Thank you so much for joining in. Well, here we go with our story in your snuggled up corner. What about you, Abraham? Where are you seated for this one today? Here we go. Can I Sit With You? Written and illustrated by Sarah Jacoby. And we're reading this one with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. I cannot say thank you enough to Chronicle Books for allowing us to share so many wonderful books here on Storytime together. Here we go. Can I Sit With You? Written and illustrated by Sarah Jacoby and read with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Oh, there's a dedication. I dedicate it to you all today. Oh, and I think to all the Storytime pets too. Indeed, thinking of you. And many other pets too. What's going on there? What do you notice? What do you see? It's a lovely spread. Pardon me. May I ask you a question? Well, sure, why not? Pardon me. Excuse me. May I ask you a question? If you're brimming like a ringing bell, if you're lonely like an empty plate, if you're dreaming like a ringing bell, if you're lonely like an empty plate, if you're dusty-eyed, if you're bright, what is the question? Can I sit with you? If you're all those things, can I sit with you? Oh. If you take a long car ride or find a different chair, if the day is strange and new, I will be familiar, loyal, and true. Oh. We all need friends like that, don't we? Friends that will be familiar, loyal, and true. Any pets you recognize on there? Any dogs you recognize on there? When you want a wide green field, when you want the orange light. Yes, when you want a wide green field, when you want the orange light. When you need a deep blue dark, can I sit with you? Back and forth, to and fro, we weave the space between. Bit by bit, throw by throw, we start to feel at ease. Friendships take effort, don't they? Back and forth, to and fro, we weave the space between. Bit by bit, throw by throw, we start to feel at ease. Ah. What are you going to play today? Where are you going to play? I love that picture. So, if you hear another call or disappear from view, I'll understand the stray in you. It is in my nature too. So, if you hear another call or disappear from view, I'll understand the stray in you. It is in my nature too. Oh. And even if you wander and ramble and roam, and even if you wander and ramble and roam, I know looking high and low can show you what you left at home. And even if you wander, ramble, and roam, I know looking high and low can show you what you left at home. Indeed, it can. I've wandered many ways and I've seen so much new. I've felt many colors. Still, I recall our blue. Now I hear this echo. I'm singing back to you. A long-awaited answer. I've wandered many ways, and I've seen so much new. I've felt many colors, still I recall our blue. Now I hear this echo, I am singing back to you. A long awaited answer. And what is that answer? What is it? What do you think? Oh, I will sit with you. Oh, the end. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate the time spent together and indeed that lovely story that we had together. This one is called Can I Sit With You? And yes, I think it is a beautiful, beautiful reminder indeed. This week we're looking at those stories that help us think deeply about our love for our loved ones indeed, and the time that we spend together, and also allowing little ones to flourish, to grow, to explore, to roam, to wonder, and of course hoping that that love is strong enough to bring them back one day and indeed still enjoy that great bond that we share. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime, and this is what it's all about. Freedom, expression, allowing ourselves to roam and wonder and see all that new that is out there, explore, learn, and also helping us love, keep that bond that we have with those loved ones that have been left behind. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate this book. It is a good one indeed. I appreciate it so much. And you know what? I appreciate you too. And for all our little ones joining in today, I wish you nothing but the best in this world. And of course, I wish you travel. Travel opens your mind. It just does so much good. So please let us, I hope that we get to a situation you have ability to travel later on, and I know that can be difficult at times, but I'm wishing for that for you, and I hope that you continue to learn. And of course, one easy way to travel is to read as many books as we can. Let us read, and travel to all these wonderful lands, all these wonderful places, but maybe we may not be able to visit physically. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. And like I told you, when we read Sarah Jacoby, you're in for a treat. And I think we just started off with one today. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I hope you enjoyed it. And indeed, can I sit with you again tomorrow, right here on Storytime, for another amazing story? And do join me. I know it is gray in Illinois and a few other places as well. But you know what? We can still celebrate that rain and enjoy it. And tomorrow we bring back a Storytime favorite. Hello, Rain. This one coming to you from K.O. McClare. And of course, illustrations by Chris Turnham. And it is another classic from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you so much for joining in today. Glad we were here together. Absolutely love it. I hope that you have a wonderful time. Thank you so much for joining in. And Amanda West, you're saying what a lovely, sweet story. Indy enjoyed it while sitting behind us. Indy, this one was for you. And of course, indeed, all the other Storytime pets. Hugs to you. Or what do you prefer? A nice, slow pet. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And of course, Sarah and Nathan, and of course, Amanda West, sending you nothing but love. Hugs to you. Thank you for joining in Storytime today. I'm glad you got to enjoy that one today. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning to you, Miss Ingrid. How are you doing? And of course, the Reading Club out in Patagonia, Argentina. And you say, hello. Happy Thursday, everyone. Thanks for sharing such a sweet story. It is indeed a beautiful story indeed. Can't wait to see you and read together on the Reading Club. Oh my goodness. This is one reading that has been in the making for a long time, and we need to get it going. We need to make it happen. Thank you so much, Miss Ingrid. Good to see you here, and glad the Reading Club is doing well. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I hope you're well. I hope the weather is kind to you today where you are. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. Please remember to share widely. We're so close to raising the goal for the ride on the 23rd of April, and it is happening, and we're going to Sacramento. Yes, it is happening, and please do help out. That is the ride. It is happening. So please help share and donate, and of course just tell friends about it, and indeed just send those encouraging words. We're going to do this. We're so close to our $5,000 goal. We're right now only $250 away. How about that? A pat on the back to everybody that is sharing out there, everybody that is supporting. This has been story time for today. Much love to each and every one of you, and thank you indeed for sitting with me today for this beautiful book from Sarah Jacoby, and of course Chronicle Books of San Francisco. I will see you again tomorrow when we are back. Please bring your umbrella, because we do have rain in the forecast for tomorrow on story time. Thank you so much for joining in. I will see you again tomorrow. Much love. Hugs to everybody. It is always such a pleasure for me to see all those amazing names pop up and picture those faces out there. And indeed, hopefully we're all smiling together and indeed wishing you a lovely day. Nothing makes me happier than starting off the day with you, the Storytime community, you, my Storytime family, right here every single morning. Thank you so much for being here. And just a reminder too that next week's Storytime will be on spring break, but we'll be here on Tuesday live. Yes, I'll be here on Tuesday live as we celebrate two amazing people who've created this wonderful book, Show the World, and they'll be there to show you. Angela Darton and Daria Peoples will be releasing this one on April 5th, on Tuesday. So please do join in, and of course join us in wonderful conversation for that amazing book. Thank you everybody. Have a wonderful day. Much love. Hugs to you and everybody else that is joining us, whether you're here live today or indeed you join us for the recordings later on. Please do drop us a message. Let us know you were here. Send us some love and we will definitely send it right back. And of course, with a ton more love to it. Thank you so much for joining in. Have a lovely day, everybody. And indeed, whatever we're going through, it shall pass. Yes, there's ups and downs in lives, and I wish you more ups than downs. Thank you for being here on Storytime. Much love. Bye-bye.
Brings to life your favorite stories with his great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some with people who look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some with people who look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.